What's going on, YouTube? It's the Game Zombie here with an all-new video on Mortal Kombat 11. So, we're only a few months away from MK11's official release, and probably the biggest talking point is who is going to make the roster, who's going to be left out, who's coming back, and who is going to be part of the DLC. And I am here today to give you guys the official base roster. That's right, every single one of the 25 characters that will be at launch, I will be revealing to you guys. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, bullshit, he's lying, this is clickbait, whatever you guys want to say. But the proof is in the pudding, man. I've already done this years ago. Before MKX dropped, I leaked the entire base roster and was 100% correct, despite so many people telling me I was lying and that I was full of shit and I didn't know what I was talking about. And yet, nobody was around after the game launched to say anything. You guys can go back and check that video out for yourself, but I have nothing to gain from lying. I'm not doing it for views, I'm not doing it for subs, I'm doing it because I have love for you guys, I care about you guys, and I know that you guys are interested just as much as I was to know the roster. And so, to show my love and appreciation for all you guys, I'm doing this out of the kindness of my heart. Trust me, this could mess up my professional relationships with other companies. It could hurt my relationship with NRS. It's not something to be taken lightly, but I'm doing it because I care. So with that being said, a lot of people are going to be questioning my source. Honestly, it's really not important who it is or what it is anyways, because all you guys should care about is that you're getting the information, that it's legit, and that I'm willing to share it. But I'm sure people will be upset because that's just the time that we live in. People always need to piss and moan about something. But regardless, I truly am very thankful that I have access to this information, and I'm more than happy to share it with you guys. And I truly do appreciate the ones that are grateful. It's people like you that I do this stuff for, and I truly appreciate it. And so here I am sharing that information with you guys. So with that being said, let's get right into it. Now, it's no secret that this game is going to be heavily focusing on time travel, multiple timelines, time shifts, and based on the roster that I have, it really looks like the game is going to be heavily focusing on the first two games, because it seems like we're getting a lot of characters from the first two main Mortal Kombat games. I'm pretty sure that the story is going to span from MK1 all the way to MKX. I don't know why the roster is so heavily influenced by the first two games, but it is. So keep that in mind when I'm going through this list. As a disclaimer, I just want to let you guys know that this is a little different. When I did my MKX video, it was very straightforward. The information I was given was very direct. This time though, I've been told that there has been a lot of precautions taken by NRS due to these massive leaks that keep happening, both internal and external. They've been giving employees random information in an attempt to see if it shows up on the street so they can kind of trace and narrow down leakers. So there might be a couple of things that are reflected by that information in this list, and I'll go over it when I get to it, so just keep that in mind. So first off, we're getting mocap. Yeah, fucking right. Nah, man, I'm just playing. So we already know we're getting Garrus, Raiden, Scarlet, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Baraka, Sonya Blade, and as a pre-order bonus, we're getting Shao Kahn. I'm going to leave Shao Kahn off because he wasn't included in the main roster screen, so I'll leave that for later. So we've seen officially 7 characters on the character select screen, 8 if you include Shao Kahn, which we have not seen officially on the screen, but we know we're getting him as a playable character as a pre-order bonus. So now let's get into the characters that haven't officially been revealed. First off, we have Liu Kang. We saw him in the cinematic trailer. It wouldn't be a Mortal Kombat game without it. Probably one of the biggest and strongest defenders of Earthrealm. We have Liu Kang. Next, we have one of those characters that I was talking about just a second ago, about how information was kind of given, but that didn't really make sense. I was told that Kung Lao was not going to be playable in MK11, but we saw him clear as day in the trailer fighting his Revenant self. And even Ed Boon had discussed in an interview how it was cool to see so many of these old characters fight newer versions of themselves. And so I'm putting him on this list, but I was told he was not going to be playable in game. But based on what I've seen in the cinematic trailer, that could have easily changed because the information I got isn't super recent. and so I'm putting him on this list, but if he just so happens to not make the base roster, that's why. Next, we have Cassie Cage. We briefly saw Cassie Cage in the cinematic trailer, probably the favorite out of all the combat kids. She is confirmed to be in MK11. And then next we have Chronica. Now, I know a lot of people have been speculating whether or not Chronica is going to be playable, but just like Shinnok was in MKX, Chronica will indeed be playable and is it confirmed to be in the base roster of MK11. Next we have Rain, probably everybody's favorite DLC from MK9. This purple ninja really grew in popularity since then and has been a highly requested character. A lot of people were disappointed he was not in MKX, but rest assured he will be in MK11. Next, we have Cabal. We briefly saw a teaser of Cabal running by the screen during the presentation on stage at MK11 Day. I'm sure that he will be probably confirmed in the next combat cast, but I'm here to tell you that he will indeed be in the base roster. Next, we have Shao Kahn. We already know that he's going to be in the game. He is a pre-order bonus. He is, in fact, taking up one of the main slots. He's not getting a special slot off to the side. He will fill one of the ones that we see on screen, taking up one of the 25 empty slots. Next, we have Kano. We saw him in the background serving drinks and hamming it up at the bar. You can't have Sonya Blade without Kano. Next, we have Katana. We briefly saw her during a cinematic next to Liu Kang, and we actually see Cassie Cage speaking to her off screen during the cinematic trailer. So Katana confirmed. Next, we have Johnny Cage, who we saw several times in the cinematic reveal trailer. We also saw him on the monitor, and I think it would be really weird to have Cassie Cage and Sonya Blade and Kano without Johnny Cage, so Johnny Cage confirmed. Next, we have Jade, another one of those MK9 characters that people were clamoring for in MKX but didn't make it, so fear not, Jade will be in MK11. Another highly requested character from MK9, Noob Saibot. I'm honestly really interested to see how this character looks in MK11. Probably going to be spending a lot of time with him. The original OG Sub-Zero will be making his return. Next up, we have everybody's favorite Metal Arms Special Forces, Jackson Briggs, and thank God, because I really want that Terry Crews DLC skin. Jackson Briggs is confirmed to be in MK11 because how are you going to have Special Forces without Jax? Next, and probably the most random and surprising character to make this list, I still don't agree with this decision. I don't know why she's in it, but she is Jackie Briggs, daughter of Jackson Briggs, and super obnoxious spamming combat kid is making a return in MK11. I don't know why this decision was made or who made that decision, but I hate you. I don't know why you're doing this to us. Why, God, why? Next, we have Kotal Kahn, and with the recent information given that Shao Kahn is going to be part of the story in MK11, I'm sure that part of that is going to be him dethroning Kotal Kahn and hopefully using his hammer to smash his head in. Next, and another really surprising character that I did not see coming, is Fujin the Wind-God. I really don't understand how this random character got on the base roster. Maybe DLC, but really surprising that he made the base. I know that he played a role, obviously, in the beginning of the MKX story, but it's still really surprising to see this guy on the base roster. I know that there was a high demand for him, but I really just feel like he should have been DLC. Next, we have probably my favorite of this list, Shang Tsung. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of time travel, and they're really focusing on the early parts of Mortal Kombat. And with focus on the earlier games, you really can't have this roster without Shang Tsung, him being the original big bad and all. But I'm really glad to see that he made the roster, and I'm really looking forward to his moveset. I hope they don't nerf him too bad and he can still, change into different characters and whatnot. And then finally, this last character who sounds like a joke, you guys. I'm still having a hard time believing this. It just sounds so ridiculous. We're getting a character called the Collector with a K. That's right, you guys heard it right. The Collector with a K, or Collector. It just sounds so ridiculous, so unbelievable. Every time it comes out of my mouth, I just feel like an idiot saying it. Kind of like how I felt when I heard there was going to be a female character named Chronica, honestly. But this guy, he doesn't even have a name. It's just a title, The Collector. Have we ever gotten a character like that in Mortal Kombat? I don't think so. Like, what, the Shao Kahn? the Goro, you know, I don't know. It just sounds very bizarre. I'm really having a hard time believing this collector name. I think it could possibly be a placeholder. NetherRealm has done that in the past, but we can expect to see a new character nonetheless, in addition to Garrus and Chronica. I'm really thinking that this name was a placeholder because the name just sounds so ridiculous. It could be another character with a K, or I could have even gotten my information crossed and this could have been the placeholder for Chronica. It's very possible. And in that case, I'm just missing a character. But it would also just be odd to only have 2 new characters instead of 3. But honestly, with just how ridiculous this name is, that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. The collector was just a placeholder for Chronica, and she somehow like collects timelines or something. I don't know. It's just very bizarre. And the name sounds super cheesy. I could not imagine playing Mortal Kombat and every time I pick this character, the announcer says, "The Collector." But this character is confirmed as the newest addition to the Mortal Kombat universe, the Collector. Now, going back to my original statement before I started off with this list, with NetherRealm taking extra precautions, there was something that really bothered me about this list. So, a majority of these characters are from the original 2 games. We actually have every single character from the first 2 Mortal Kombat games on this roster except for 2, and that is Reptile and Melina. And I do not understand why this was done. Honestly, with characters like Fujin and Jackie Briggs, I don't understand why we couldn't have skipped those characters and gotten Melina and Reptile. It is possible that those characters will make it onto the DLC. I've heard that a couple of the DLC characters have already been completed or close to completion, and so those characters could get swapped around with some of the base roster before launch. And although I think that is unlikely, it is possible. But honestly, I would have swapped out characters like Fujin and Jackie Briggs for Reptile and Melina, and then maybe use those characters as DLC. But that's just me. That would be my list, not the official list, to put Reptile and Melina in there. But as it stands right now, the information that I was given, Reptile and Melina will not be in the base roster. Just so odd, because those are the only 2 characters missing to complete the Mortal Kombat 2 roster. So just to name them all off, we have 25 characters. We have Garrus, Raiden, Scarlet, Liu Kang, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Kung Lao, Cassie Cage, Chronica, Baraka, Sonya Blade, Rain, Cabal, Shao Kahn, Kano, Katana, Johnny Cage, Jade, Noob Saibot, Fujin, Kotal Kahn, Jackie Briggs, Jackson Briggs, Shang Tsung, and the Collector. These 25 characters are who I was told we will see at launch, and like I said, things can change. NetherRealm has really stepped up their game as far as trying to prevent leaks, so we'll just have to wait and see. But as it stands right now, if the game were to launch this week, this is who we will see. Now, I don't know how I feel about this roster, you guys. I'm honestly a little disappointed because I main Cyrax and Ermac, and those characters clearly did not make the list. And furthermore, based on the overall tone of the game and the roster, I don't think that we're going to be seeing any robots in MK11, which really bums me out, honestly, because I love me some Cyrax. I'm really hoping that we'll get Ermac for DLC. I can't see why we wouldn't. He is definitely a fan favorite, and I just love his art style, his backstory, and everything about him. But if not, I'm probably going to be spending a lot of time with Shang Tsung, Garrus, and Noob Saibot. But I'm interested to know what you guys think about this roster. I know there's going to be a lot of people that are pissed off and disappointed. There's going to be a lot of people that are relieved that their favorite characters are coming back, like Jade and Rain. I'm really interested to know what you guys have to say, though. Are there characters that you wanted that didn't make the list? Are there characters that made the list that you didn't want? Are you guys holding out for a certain character? What characters do you guys want for DLC if your character did not show up? Did you guys want more newer characters, more reoccurring MKX characters? Let me know in the comment section below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to hit that like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe.